Hello everyone, and welcome once again to Scorpion Cigar Reviews. Today I will be reviewing Cedar Room Selection. It says vintage. This is a Toro sized 52 by 6. $6.25 at my local tobacconist. Alright, now that I got it out of the cellophane, the wrapper has a very soft, like a polished fine Italian leather type of feel to it. Some minor veins, tight visible seams. Comes in at a kind of a milk chocolate color, I guess a very light milk chocolate. Triple cap. I'm outside and it is a little bit windy, so I'm not picking a pull out off the wrapper. How about the foot? A little bit of spice in there, a little bit of some barnyard hay and that type of thing. Okay. I'm using my Cigar cutter. Pre-draw is a little bit snug, but not too bad. Some spice in there, a little bit of cedar, chili powder spices. There's an odd taste on the lips and the tongue. Not from the draw, but from the wrapper itself, or perhaps the filler inside. Got a bit of a zip on the tongue. Okay. Alright. Get lit up. Also, I can mention that the cigar has a very good weight to it. It has a little bit of heft. Not heavy, but it's got a little bit of heft. Nice firm construction. Okay. Right off the bat, not anything particular to speak of. There's nothing that's real forward. It's typically you light up a cigar and they'll hit you with a blast of pepper or something, and I'm not getting that. There is some pepper there, but it's not real powerful. There is some strength to the cigar. Some body. It's a good medium body plus. Okay. I'll get somewhere in the first third and see how it turns out. Here we are, just about 25 minutes in. A little over an inch worth of ash, maybe an inch and a quarter at most. Burn line's pretty even. Pretty crisp burn line. It's really toned down to a mild-bodied cigar. Not a whole lot going on with it. A little bit of earth in there. A little bit of white pepper on the mid and rear palate. Smoke's a little dry in the rear of the palate. Alright, I'll continue on, get somewhere in the second half, and I'll be back. Or second, third, I mean, I'll be back. Here we are, just about 45 minutes in. Burn is still doing really pretty well, just starting to develop a little bit of waviness. It's been self-correcting the whole time. I've only ashed the one time. It's mellowed down a little bit more. This is a pretty mild-bodied cigar. I did pick up some very, very subtle hints of leather, mineral, a very short hint of like some old parchment paper, almost along the lines of an antique book paper. Other than that, just not a whole lot of four dominant flavors. If I were a morning smoker, this would be a good morning cigar for me. The construction to this point is absolutely flawless. Haven't had any issues with the construction of the cigar. Draw is a little bit tighter than I like it, but it's still within my range, I guess. This would be a cigar that, I don't know, a lot of people say that if you're new to smoking cigars, to stick with something real mild. However, it may give you a false impression of what to expect from cigars in general. I would think that maybe a medium body, medium strength cigar would probably be a better place to start. It's kind of an even midline point at which you could gauge your preferences from there. Move up in strength and body, down in strength and body. See what suits you. I generally like fuller bodied, but for a mild cigar, this is really pretty good. I'll get somewhere into the final third and I'll be back. Here we are, 1 hour in. I had about 1.5 inches worth of ash, and I was just about to ash it, but as I was turning the camera on, ash fell off in my lap. Because I'm an idiot. Lots of smoke output. You can see the smoke just billowing off this thing. You can see how windy it is. So, considering that, I mean, it's really burning really well. Nice even burn line. So not absolutely perfect. A little bit of waviness, but it's self-correcting. Haven't had any burn issues. So the final third. Still no real changes. It's been a one-dimensional cigar. I'm just now starting to pick up a slight bit of creaminess on the mouth. Still dry on the rear of the palate. A little bit of leather. Very subtle. Short on the finish. Okay. It is what it is. I'll continue on through the final third, get into the nub, and be back with another update. Getting real close to the nub here. I'm going to go ahead and remove the band. Came off pretty nicely. Not a whole lot of excessive glue or anything. Now, one thing you'll notice, let's see how well we can see this here. See where my middle finger is here. Those dark spots. leads me to believe that perhaps the wrapper leaf has been dyed, perhaps either because they're trying to darken the wrapper up or just for aesthetic reasons to make it look more uniform, because it was a pretty uniformly colored wrapper for the most part. I could be wrong about this. This may not be dye, but if I had to guess, I would say that it is. But it is what it is. I'll continue on getting the nub, and then I'll be back with another update. Okay, here we are into the nub. The cigar did go out once. I set it down in the ashtray, refilled my coffee, and I picked the cigar back up, and it wasn't lit. No big deal. A bit of a surprise because I had just taken a draw off the cigar, and everything is right here. I've got this little table right in front of me. I've got a coffee pot, my coffee mug, my bottle of whiskey glass, glass of water, my lighter, my ashtray, my camera. Everything's right here, right in front of me. So it's not like I walked off and came back 15 minutes later with a cup of coffee. But, you know, whatever. Relit just fine. Picking up a little bit of strength. Cigar is starting to soften up a little bit. Have a white pepper note going on mid and rear palate and on the retrohale. A little bit of meatiness. For me, this is probably the best part of this cigar. The flavor is a little more forward, a little richer. Soft, subtle hints of leather. And there went the ash. I'm going to go ahead and end this review saying that the Cedar Room selection in Toro size, 6x52 ring. It's been a pleasant smoke. For the most part, a very mild cigar. Most of the nuances were subtle and short on the finish, consisting mostly of white pepper, slight hint of black pepper early on. If you really looked for it, you could find a little bit of mineral, a little bit of leather, a little bit of like antique book type parchment. And right in the nub, a little bit of meatiness. Pleasant smoke for, what did I say it was, $6.75 at my local tobacconist. I was pairing the cigar with a dark roast coffee and a blended Scotch whiskey. The music you heard in the background is being played on a free Pandora account. So I'm going to continue smoking this through the nub, but I thank you for watching Scorpion Cigar Reviews. See you next time.